meiner linken Seite die Leiterin der Presse- und Kulturabteilung im US-Konsulat in Frankfurt. Das ist Frau Consulate Collins. Auch herzlich willkommen hier im Kreise.
Ich möchte auch unser Programm, das Programm America at Your Library, des amerikanischen Generalkonsulats in Frankfurt hier in Speyer präsentieren. America at Your Library ist eine Initiative der US-Botschaft bundesweit, öffentliche Bibliotheken und Schulbibliotheken zu unterstützen. Neben der Schenkung englischsprachiger Bücher und andere Medien, wie die Hörbücher da, werden im Rahmen von America at Your Library Referenten in den Englischunterricht geschickt. Wir machen auch Workshops, Lesungen, Vorträge und andere kulturelle Programme. Und ihr könnt euch gerne bei uns auf unserer Webseite darüber informieren, und wenn ihr unser Fan auf Facebook werdet, dann könnt ihr euch morgen dort auf Facebook Bilder und Videos anschauen. Das seht ihr euch selber. Ich glaube, hier irgendwo ist sogar die Facebook-Adresse drauf. Mit America at Your Library sollen junge Menschen über die USA informiert und Interesse an USA geweckt werden. Der Slogan At Your Library basiert auf einer Promotionskampagne, mit der ein stärkeres Bewusstsein für den Wert der Bibliotheken geschaffen werden soll. Das war eine Initiative unserer Ex-First Lady Laura Bush, die selbst Bibliothekarin war, und die rief diese Kampagne 2001 ins Leben. Und wir haben noch At Your Library Amerika daheim hinzugefügt, und jetzt ist es unser Programm.
I'm Elizabeth. I am an intern at the Consulate in Frankfurt. This is my last week, or actually next week is my last week. I'm not so excited about leaving, but I've had an amazing time, some amazing experiences. I'm still in college. It's my senior year, so it's my last year. I have one more class to go and then I'll be done. So I would love to tell you about college or high school, whatever you want to hear about. But this is Ella.
I'm Ella. I'm a student in Frankfurt politics, and I'm also doing an internship at the Consulate General now in Frankfurt. And I did an exchange program for 1 year in America, so I can perhaps answer some of your questions if you want to go to the States, study abroad, do an exchange program. So feel free to ask any questions you would like to know.
First, we want to ask any of you guys if you've been to the U.S. before. We'd love to hear about your experiences, and then we can get into some more specific questions. So have any of y'all been to the U.S. before? Nobody? Where have you seen like examples of the U.S.? Just like in movies or on TV? Or?
American films often show the typical life of the American teenagers, and the image we get about the American school is that everybody has a car, you have no big bags, only a few books, or at the end of the school you have the prom. And I want to ask if this is realistic.
High school, right? Yeah. Okay, gotcha. About cars, most kids, you get your driver's license at 16 in the U.S. That's a huge deal. You start driving. So most kids, they get a car for their 16th birthday, or they get a hand-me-down car, like an old car from the family. And yes, most kids, by the time they're 16, they're driving to school every day. Otherwise, if you don't have a car, you're riding with your friends, or you take the bus. We do have school buses. If you've seen them in the movies, they're the big, huge yellow ones. They usually come to your house, or they have a bus route. You don't actually go to a bus stop. They actually come directly to your house, and then they'll drop you off at the end of the day.
You needed to study at an American college?
You have to graduate from high school. Definitely you have to have a high school diploma. Depends on the college, what qualifications they require. A community college is sort of a lower level college. It's easier to get into than a private college or a state college. They have less qualifications. But yes, you have to have a high school diploma, and you have to have a GPA of 2.5 or higher.
To take some tests also. There's a big test called the SAT test, and it's about basic knowledge, math, science, language. And this score on your test score is also, it goes to the university and they look at it too. So it's not only the graduation.
Yeah, it's called a Standardized Achievement Test, SAT. Everyone has to take it.
Right, are they only at the end of the year, or like in Germany write them in January, February, every time.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, here's how, okay, this is about university. Well, university is divided into 2 semesters. You got your spring from January to May, and then your fall from August, September to December. And you usually have 3 tests during those semesters.
It is a problem in America that college is too expensive, or that it depends on what you can pay, how well your education is, and maybe it's not so great on other colleges, or how is it?
So it was more expensive than a public high school, but with college, it's the exact same thing. Like you said, it is a problem because it can be so expensive. It's very common for kids to work their way through school, to have a job at the same time they're taking classes, so they can afford to pay for it.
Elizabeth, it's interesting if you can tell her what you think about President Obama. Maybe she gets to know the German view, and then she can tell you later what Americans think of him. Or
For example, Bush, because he seems so, I don't know, just like my neighbor or my father or someone you know, and who's not the president of the United States. And I think it's the opinion of lots of Germans, because he seems so human.
About it. If you guys have any more questions, I'd love to answer them later. You can come up to me or Ella or anyone else and ask us. But thank you again for inviting us here. Had a marvelous time. It was so wonderful to hear all of your opinions and just what you guys think. That's what I really wanted to know. So thanks again.
Great experience to have a chance to talk to you, and we have some sweets as a Dankeschön, as we say in Germany. We didn't find the word in the dictionary, so